So all these, among these six, five were started in 1901. Economic sciences was not initially started. That was instituted in 1967 and first given away in 1961. Right. So altogether it became six. If you consider the amount of this particular award or the prize, which is huge amount, which you can consider is 9 million Swedish kronars, right? I think it's around 7 crore. Right? Then, if you consider these six different fields, right, which are currently called only the uncategorized fields. Now, it is not like a physics, chemistry, though the people are identified by their fields, right? But as such, it is known as uncategorized category, right? So these different fields or these different sections are looked up by different academies or different institutions to select the people for the award. In this particular case, if you consider these academies, so very first thing, that is for the field of physics, chemistry, and economic sciences. Okay, what I have to do, settings. Lock meeting, waiting room, share screen, rename, unmute, play, join and leave sound, meeting topic. Akshay, how to do it? Okay, first your name is. Akshay, will you please raise your hand? I'm not able to find out you easily. Okay, I think already. What I can see here, Akshay, you are recording. Good morning, Sahil. Okay, so let's continue. Good morning, Aditya. But I could see a circle on. I have. Okay. Okay, so now let's continue. So for the subjects physics, chemistry, and economic sciences, there is a Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences is looking for the selection in the fields of physics, chemistry, and economic sciences. And the process gets started in October, November, and it ends up in February. And the award is given away in the month of December. Every year it is being followed. So for the field of medicine, which is also known as the physiology, right? Or sorry, not known, medicine, or in the field of physiology, the Nobel Assembly at Karolinska Institute is looking after, right, the responsibility of the selection for the field of medicine or the physiology is by the Nobel Assembly at Karolinska Institute. For literature, a Swedish Academy is looking, and the Norwegian Nobel Committee is looking for the peace. So this is about the academies which are looking after the selection in these 6 different fields which we can consider. So where we do stand, right? We as India, where we are. So altogether, there are 10 names which we have considered, right? Actually, today's topic is same, important awards and their fields. We will be going for, I think, very first to the Oscar. So first name is Rabindranath Tagore, which is for literature, given away in 1913. Second is C.V. Raman for the physics, 1930, discovery of the Raman effect. In 1968, Hargobind Khurana got the Nobel Prize for interpretation of genetic code in the field of medicine. In 1979, Mother Teresa, for her humanitarian work with the poor, for the peace, got a Nobel Prize. Subramaniam Chandrasekhar, yes, Chandrasekhar, in the field of physics in the year 1983, equally shared a Nobel Prize for the theoretical studies of the structure and evaluation of stars. Then Amartya Sen, in the field of economics in the year 1998, for contribution to welfare economics, awarded a Nobel Prize. V.S. Naipaul for the work to see the suppressed histories in 2001, received Nobel Prize. Venkatraman Ramakrishnan, who is belonging to the field of chemistry, in 2009, jointly shared or jointly received the Nobel Prize for the studies of structure and the function of the ribosomes, right? And I think the second last is Kailash Satyarthi for the peace in 2014, along with the Malala Yousafzai, got a Nobel Prize for the cause of right of all children to the education, right? Right to education, simply. And the last one, which is Indian origin, Abhijit Banerjee, right, along with 2 other professors, right, one from Massachusetts University and another is from Harvard University, in the field of economic sciences in 2019, for their experimental approach to alleviate the global poverty, right? So in this way, these 10 different awards are received by Indians or Indian origin personalities. Then I think second we have touched upon, that was Raman Magsaysay Award, which is presented annually every year on the 31st August, right? Excuse me. Raman Magsaysay, presented annually on 31st August, which was instituted in 1957. It is named after the Raman Magsaysay, who is a former president of Philippines. First, it was given in 1958, right? It is given for outstanding contributions to the public services, community leadership, journalism, literature, creative arts, and understanding. So, Ramin Magsaysay is regarded as the Nobel Prize of Asia, and which is given to the Asian individuals as well as organizations, which is being funded by Rockefeller Brothers Fund. And you know, as I said, the first recipient from the India is Acharya Vinoba Bhave, whereas the last recipient which we have considered is Ravish Kumar. So in between, you will be finding out the names of I think Baba Amte, Prakash Amte, Mandakini Amte, right? Kiran Bedi, Arvind Kejriwal. So huge names are there, right? I think more than 30, around 35 names are there who have received this particular award. So this is about the uh, two important awards which we have considered. So let's consider third one. Right. And the title of that is the Oscar Award. Ramin Magsaysay by India, Ravish Kumar. You know, prime time. '27th, yeah. Oscar. Actually, its actual name is Academy Awards, which is commonly known as Oscar. Right. So Academy Awards. So this would be the point of interest of this particular session. This is also known as the Motion Picture Award. Motion Picture Award. You know, this was instituted in 1929. Instituted conferred annually by the Academy of Motion Pictures, Motor Arts and Science in the United States of America. Right. So, instituted in 1929, conferred by the Academy of, this is important, Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. So these sciences, the word sciences is of technicality in USA. So if you consider the ceremony being take place in the Beverly Hills at California, right? So why this award is given? This is the case. So it is given to recognize achievements in the film industry. Recognize the achievements, achievements in the film industry. Now, these achievements are in 24 different categories or the fields. So, to recognize achievements in 24 different categories, right? It is, or the recognition is in 24 different categories, which you can consider, right? Now, if you consider the what the winner is receiving. So winners receive a gold plated gold plated statute, right? You must have seen that particular statute, right? Which is being considered. So how the nominations are being done, right? How the people or how these how the recognitions are being carried out in order to recognize someone's contribution in the film industry or to recognize someone's achievement in the film industry. The nomination is being done through the voting. So who votes for the nomination? So voting, the nomination through voting is done by the members of Academy of Motion Picture, right? So Academy of Motion Pictures, all the members nominate, right? Now see, all the members will not be voting for each of all these 24 different categories. So according to categories, there are different sections, and of that particular section or of that particular group, members get vote for the nomination. And therefore, if you consider these 24 different categories, the academy is also divided into various branches, right? Yes, it was instituted in 1929, and also the first award presented in the same year, that is in 1929, right? So that would be the case. So I think I haven't reached to when it was first given, right? Anyway, so it was first given in 1929, right? So I was talking about, because of these different categories, academy is also divided into various branches. If you consider the Oscar award, which is the most prestigious award in the world cinema, right? And it is always being is always being given away in the month of February at Kodak Theater of Hollywood, right? Kodak Theater of Hollywood, right? Which is in Los Angeles, in USA, right? So here our point of interest is this one, Kodak of Hollywood, and in the month of February every year, right? So this is about the Oscar. So the presentation ceremony was being carried out in this particular theater, and which was not, but in 1969 it was decided that it will be broadcasted internationally, And so from 1969, the presentation ceremony is being broadcasted, right, internationally. So if you consider this particular thing, now the statute, which as I said, a good statute, right, is nothing but a knight standing and holding a, right. I think you can imagine, or whatever, not imagine, you can simply try to visualize that particular statute, right. So a knight standing on a reel of film and holding a sword, right. See, it is of 3.4 sorry 34.5 centimeter, yes, exactly, 34.5 centimeters in height and 3.8 in kgs, right. uh, if you consider the material in that particular is bronze along with the 24 karat gold plating, right. But there was a time during World War II when this statue was made up of plaster instead of gold, right. So if you consider this particular thing, then it is what I can say, uh, in general made up of gold, fine. But during World War II, see, this is not a point of question whether it is made up of plaster or what material, right. But once a while it was happened, and during World War II, the situation, so because of that it was made up of plaster. So in those days, not only gold but also the metals uh, were shortened, right, because of their use in the battle. So in this particular case, as I said, so there is a person, right, the great George Bernard Shaw, who got George Bernard Shaw, who got this award for two different fields. So first field is sorry, not this particular. So the George Bernard Shaw is the person who got both the awards, Oscar award as well as the Nobel Prize. It is linked. So for literature, he got the Nobel, right, and for screenplay, right, which is best screenplay, right. So he's the only see in the history who got world's most coveted awards in two different fields. One is for literature, and one is for screenplay, right. So that is the case which we can consider. I think you can check out. So you are permitted. So George Bernard Shaw, right, is the only personality which we can consider for this. Fine. Now, in this particular case, what about India, right, or where the India is, right? So in this particular case, the first recipient from India, right, the first Indian to get an Oscar, who was Bhanu Athaiya, right? First recipient from India is Bhanu Athaiya, right? Bhanu Athaiya. So she got award. Bhanu Athaiya got award, right, or Oscar award for the movie Gandhi, right? For the movie Gandhi, she got the award. For what? For the category costume designing. Costume designing, which was in 1982. Right. Now see, it was started in 1929 and first we got that is in 1982. Right, for costume designing. Right, who the Bhanu Athaya was the first recipient of this particular award for the movie Gandhi. Now, if you consider prior to 1982, there was a movie called Mother India, right, which was the India's first movie to qualify or to be recognized the best foreign language film, right? So, in fact, this could be the okay. Someone said in 1983. Just hold on. 20. Anyway, I will check it out. Right. So I'm not able to remember whether I'm not able to remember the consequences. Right. When it was started. Right. Anyway, so in this particular case, if you can say, yes, I was talking about Mother India. So prior to this particular reception of the award, there was a movie called Mother India, which was recognized as the best foreign language film, right? But in the finals of Oscar, that movie lost against the Knights of Columbia by single vote only, right? So uh, if you could have get that, or if Mother India could get that particular vote, then we could have first Oscar for that particular film. But anyway, it was lost against the Knights of uh, Kavidia, right? Mother India. In the category a best foreign language film, right? And lost against the Knights of Kavidia, right? By a single vote. So this is the history about it. Now, in 1992, Satyajit Ray was the first Indian awarded Oscar for lifetime achievement in the cinemas, right? So Satyajit Ray in 1992 awarded a honorary Academy Award. Right, which is called Oscar Lifetime Achievement Award. Right, for outstanding contribution to the cinemas, right? For outstanding contribution to cinemas. So this is the case which we can consider. Then after this, the next one here we can consider is Gulzar, who is the first Indian lyricist. Right. See, side by side, we are covering the recipients by India. So, first recipient, second recipient, third recipient. Right. So, the Gulzar is the first Indian lyricist. Right. So, first Indian lyricist who got Oscar. Then next to this, we can consider is Mr. A.R. Rahman. A.R. Rahman for best original score. Score singing, right? Uh, and he got 2 awards, right? And another is jointly. Uh, I think with Gulzar, uh, jointly with the jointly for best original song, right? So music and song. So these 2 awards are received by Mr. A.R. Rahman. I think later on, A.R. Rahman was also nominated for this award. I think maybe in the very recently. And the next one, which we can consider in this, is Rasul Pokotti. Right, who got the Oscar for Best Sound Mixing. Best Sound Mixing. Now, see all these awards. See, Rasul Pokotti, Rahman, Gulzar. So these have got it for the movie Slumdog Millionaire, right? In 2009, I think. So these are the things which we can consider. Now, apart from this, what glory we do have in Oscar, right, as an Indian. So altogether, there are uh, 11 people who have nominated. Among them, 6 are winner. Here you can see 5, and this one is double. So it becomes altogether. So total number names are 5, but we have 6 awards, right? And 11 times we have got the nominations. As like this individual. So if we consider the movies nominated, right? So nominations or nominated movies. So which are the nominated movies for Oscar? So very first, Mother India, which was in 1957. Second is Salam